And now, from the man who makes frat rats look like Hamlet, it's snack time!
Recently, I had to experience violence. And my agent called me, you know, the German diva. I can't give you her name because I don't want to get myself in trouble and never work again. But the German diva, my agent calls and she goes, Terry, give me a call. This is your agent. I'm at home. It is 8:30. My number is, and she gave me her phone number, and she goes, I have a job for you tomorrow. And I know it's not very good German. I have a job for you tomorrow, and I want to see if you can do it. It's for the new TV show, The West Wing, with Rob Lowe and Martin Sheen. So I called her, and she's like, hello, Terry. This is your agent. I said, hey. She was like, can you do the job tomorrow? I said, what does the scene entail? She goes, don't worry about it. Just go to the set and you act like a professional and they tell you what to do and you do it and you get paid. Okay. So I said, fine, golly, I'll go. So the scene was right in front of the White House. So I showed up in front of the White House with a couple changes of clothes and I didn't know what I was supposed to do. But I was excited. I was like, oh, maybe I get to meet Martin Sheen. Rob Lowe, maybe Emilio Estevez is hanging out. You know, I mean, a fun day on a good TV set. Nothing like it, huh? Anyway, my day turned to hell. Violent, bloody hell when Martin Sheen attacked me. But it's not Martin Sheen's fault, people. So I got there, and this guy in a walkie-talkie is like, what's your name? I said, Terry McRae. Yes, people. My acting name is none other than Terry McRae. It's not Terry Crummett for the Screen Actors Guild. We decided that Terry McRae was zippier. So if you ever see me in a movie and my name is in the credits, it's under McRae. You know, very Irish, very Chris O'Donnell wannabe. So anyway, I'm there and the guy on the walkie-talkie is like, okay, Terry McRae's here on the set. Terry McRae? I'm like, McRae. Hello. Where's my trailer? He's like, you don't get a trailer. You get a bus. Get on the bus. Get on the bus. Just like that Spike Lee movie. So I got on the bus. And I was all by myself. And finally, this other girl comes on, and she's like, hi, I'm playing an FBI agent on the show. What are you playing? And I said, I really don't know. And we were interrupted when this guy was like on his walkie-talkie, okay, Terry McRae. I'm like, McRae. He was like, Terry McRae, time for you to go to the set. They're ready for you in front of the White House. I was like, oh, this is my shining moment. And the girl on the bus was like, so you don't know what you're going to do in the scene? I said, I have no idea. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. And so there I went, and I was escorted. He's like, come on, we got to get you to the set. And I was like, what am I going to get to do today on this program? He said, you don't know? And I was like, of course not. No one told me. He goes, well, you should. I said, why? And we get to set, and suddenly, out of nowhere, Martin Sheen, the actor, father of Emilio Estevez, and bad boy Charlie Sheen comes out of nowhere, and he goes, hey, you must be the basketball expert. And I said, what? And out of nowhere, he is, holding a basketball, and he throws it at me, and I'm not expecting it, and it smashes me in the face, blood splattering everywhere. And he goes, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, Terry, you're Terry, right? I said, yes. I felt like Marsha Brady when the football hit her nose. I was like, yes, I'm Terry. Why did you throw a basketball at my face? He said, you're Terry, the basketball expert we've been waiting for, aren't you? I said, basketball expert? Who told you that? He said, at this point, Martin Sheen wasn't talking. The production assistant on What's Being said, your agent sent you because he said that you're an expert basketball player. She said you played almost, went to like the major basketball leagues or whatever they're called. I said, I don't play basketball. He said, you're Terry McRae, aren't you? I said, yes. He said, well, you're supposed to be a basketball expert because you're playing with Charlie Sheen and some professional basketball players in this scene on the television program. I said, I'll try. So they finally took all the blood off my nose, and I tried playing, and I looked like a fool, people. I looked like a fool right there in front of everybody, and they yelled, cut. He's not a basketball expert by any means. And Martin Sheen felt sorry for me, and he pulled me aside. He's like, hey, kid, you're not really a basketball expert at all, are you? I said, no, Mr. Sheen, I'm just an actor. He said, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And then I said something stupid. I said, but I got to meet your son Charlie Sheen before he went into rehab. How are you doing? He goes, you can say it. He went into rehab. Thanks a lot. And he walked away. So I'd like to apologize for Martin Sheen. I did not mean to bring up your son's weaknesses. You know, Heidi Fleiss, the whore, the drugs, the party like the girls, the glamour.